Hi. Okay, so I've been trying this for a while, and now I'm just gonna do it old school. So sorry if I shake, that's just how it is. So, my name is Sarah. I'm 43 years old. I've been online dating forever. I've been separated from my ex for 6 years, and that's given me 6 years of online dating experiences. And my friends, after hearing some of the stories I've told over the years, they're like, Sarah, you've got to do a video blog about your online dating experiences. So, love it or hate it, here it is. So, tonight is a free night for me. My daughter is at a friend's house. She's having a slumber party, sleepover situation. God love her. She allowed me to go out. And so I had a date with a really great guy. It was set up for CK2. I'm nicknaming guys now. And CK2 is smart. He's funny. He's charming. He's got a great smile. He's sexy. And everything's great about CK2. And so I was looking forward tonight. Yeah, I had everything already planned, like outfit, sexy outfit, fun outfit, stuff like that, makeup and all that. And then last minute, yeah, if you've been online dating, you know how this is. He's like, so sorry, I can't make it. So I'm left hanging, and it's a free night, kid free. And I'm like, that can't happen. So I talked to a friend who was really sweet and said, so sorry, I'm busy. I'm out with my guy friends. And I'm like, oh, guy friends versus me, no way. But it is what it is. So then I started going down the list. Guy number two, he was like, I guess technically guy number three. CK is one. Next guy is two. This guy number three. I felt kind of bad, once you start going down a list of people. But anyway, next guy, batter up. He said, sure, let's go. I'm on it. And he was helping a friend. And then he decided, it's kind of late. Don't have a lot of notice. And I'm going to cancel. I was like, cool, that happens. Not a problem. We're moving on. So we went to the next guy. He was busy. He has his kids this weekend. And eventually I hit K2. Now, K2, I've been out with a few times. I've only known him for like a week. So not very long, but we've been out a few times. He took me out for New Year's. He's a nice guy. Like, I'm not gonna say he's not a nice guy. He is a nice guy. He's extremely smart. Like, he's got 3 degrees. He studied Latin and Hebrew. He is a bit older, you know, not super old, but just a little bit. And I don't know what to say about him except that I thought my ex was a major talker, and this guy gives him a run for his money. So he I can't say that he likes to hear himself talk. I think that it's more of just like a nerve thing. Like maybe he is nervous to go out. It's been a while for him in the dating world. And so he just talks and talks and talks, and you just sit there and smile and be like, awesome. You guys, nice conversation, nothing inappropriate. But oh my gosh, if you've ever been on a date with a talker who just goes on and on and on and on and on, then you know what it's like. It's like watching paint dry because there's no point in you saying anything. It's like they dominate the conversation, and you're really just there to listen. So if you venture to speak or say anything, then they pipe up and they're like, no, I'm still talking. Yeah. Anyway, so first date, talker. And he was super cheap on the first date with his tip. And I thought, the waitress wasn't great. She was actually really bad. And so I thought maybe the cheap tip was because of the poor service, and that's understandable, right? I mean, sometimes you don't deserve 20%. It's just how it is. If you don't refill glasses and don't come back for 20 minutes to take the order, you know, it is what it is. So it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it's a bad experience. So I let it slide. And then we went to a nice restaurant. He took me out for New Year's. It was great. It was really sweet for him to do that. He wanted to go. Like, I didn't like sit there and beg him to take me out on New Year's Eve. He was like, "Are you free?" And I just so happened to be free. So I said, "Sure, we can do this." So he took me to a nice restaurant. Not like super high scale. We're talking like, Cheesecake Factory level. And it was the same thing. Talked the entire time, just constantly. I like learned about everything. I mean, and it's like somewhat inappropriate stuff, like politics and religion and race issues and medical. Like, I mean, it's just like, wow, like we're gonna hit all of it, right? Like all the controversial subjects. We're gonna like go through all of them in one dinner. And then like he started telling me about like his daughter's relationships, like dating relationships, like she hits for both teams. Do I need to know that on second date? No. Nope. Nah. Mm-mm. I didn't bring up my kids' relationship statuses. I mean, save that for like down the road when you know things are going to actually go somewhere, right? So, anyway, a very kind of stressful evening, New Year's Eve. Went home, had some champagne, decompressed, talked to some friends. It ended up on a good note. Happy New Year's, by the way. But now we're like, suddenly I ended up on a date 3, and I didn't think there was going to be a date 3 because based on date 1 and date 2, oh, he was still a cheap tipper too. Like on the date 2, 15%. It's like a nicer restaurant. Like the waiter was great. The waiter was excellent, like super, and still 15%. So there's that too. I always do 20. Like if the guy's really, really good and I have some spare, 30. Like these people work for a living. It's a hard job. He acknowledged that it was a hard job. Today, he was like, "Oh, these people have a really hard job." And that's why I try to be extra friendly to the wait staff. And I'm like, you got to show those extra friendly things with money. Like, they don't care if you make them laugh. They got to go home and feed their hamsters, and go out on their own. So you give them at least 20%. That's just I don't know. Maybe you feel differently, and if you do, you can make a comment and post it. I'm fine with that. But at least 20%, right? Especially on New Year's Eve. They're working on a holiday, for heaven's sakes. So anyway, today, God love him. I talked to him. I texted him last minute and said, "Do you want to go out?" And he's like, "Sure, I will meet you wherever." And I was like, "Cool, we're going to get pizza." And so he went, he met me, and we had pizza. He does not drink, which is fine because I did. And he was a gentleman. I mean, he wasn't improper or anything like that, but the dude showed me all of his remodeling, and he showed me all of his like plants that he's going to put in his yard and the reasons why, and how he's going to make his neighbors jealous of his landscaping and his do-it-himself projects. And we talked about his mom and what his mom knows and the religious discussions that him and his mom get into. Like, I mean, there was no conversation about me or him or me and him or anything like that, but apparently there's been conversations between him and his mom about me and him. So so there's that. Anyway, K2 I think has to go, unfortunately. It's just one of those things, Eventually, I will find the right guy in the right place who does like home remodeling projects, but also can talk to me about like everything, like not just trying to learn Latin and Hebrew so he can translate the Bible from the original. um, yeah, it's like, all right, put that one on the bucket list, right? Like, all right, but that's it. That's like today's date. Like, it was like a bust. It was bad. It wasn't good. I was like, it wasn't horrible. Like, he wasn't a serial killer. I made it home in one piece. But, oh man, it was painful. So, there you have it. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you want K2's number, leave a like or a laugh or whatever, and maybe there will be future videos. Who knows? I've got lots of stories. So